Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll give everyone a few more minutes to settle in. Make sure your mic is muted and get comfy. Get ready for a fun and also meaningful session. We will begin around 3 minutes. Thank you. Okay, hello, and welcome everyone to our webinar tonight. My name is Dura Khadija binti Rajali, and I will be your moderator for tonight's webinar. So whether you're joining as a pre-service teacher or an in-service teacher, a student, or just someone passionate overall about language education, welcome. And thank you so much for being here. And just a quick reminder, both of the attendance and feedback forms will be given at the end of the session. So stay tuned. Now, before we dive into the topic, I want to start with something that might feel very familiar to many of us here, especially to us IPG students. Think back to your school days, let's say, or even your own teaching experience for the teachers in this webinar. How many times have you heard, or perhaps maybe even said, phrases like, sit down now, can or not? Okay, class, faster, faster, don't play, or any of the other phrases listed in the slide above? So these are the kinds of everyday teacher talk that we hear so often in Malaysian classrooms. Some of us grew up hearing them, and now some of us might be using them without even realizing it. So before we even talk about the theory behind teacher talk, I'd like to hear from all of you. Yes, you. We have a quick Padlet activity up on the screen. All you need to do is type one phrase that you remember hearing a lot from your teachers in school, or maybe if you are a teacher yourself, something you find yourself saying often to your students now. It can be in English, BM, or even a mix. Just be honest, there's no judgment here in this webinar. I'll give everyone about 5 minutes to type in your phrases, and as we do, we'll see them pop up together on the screen like a little snapshot of our shared classroom culture. I look forward to seeing your answers. Oh, and if you're having trouble finding the link, it's in our message box down below. Have fun! I'm reading through the answers here and I recognize a few familiar phrases myself. Wrong answer. With a blunt tone says Busy Finch. How many of you have heard that one? A fish comments, Me, can I go to the toilet, teacher? The teacher says, I don't know, can you? Hmm. A bunch of very classic ones. Eyes on me. Okay, guys. Okay, class. So give yourself a big clap, is what I would like to wish to everyone who answered the Padlet activity. So I love these answers. It just shows that despite the different experiences that we may have, we simultaneously experience the same kind of teacher talk, even if we come from different schools or backgrounds. So, this is exactly why today's topic is so interesting. Teacher talk isn't just about language, if that's what you're thinking. It's about culture, habits, and the way we shape our classroom environment through the way we speak, especially since we live in such a diverse country where culture and language go hand in hand. So, with that, let's officially begin. Our webinar tonight is titled Lost in Translation: How Culture Affects the Way We Teach and Talk. And we'll be exploring how culture affects teacher talk in Malaysian primary ESL classrooms. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for tonight's webinar. We're very, very honored to be joined by someone with more than 3 decades of dedication and service to English education in Malaysia, teacher Alisa Sitan Abdullah. Chigo Alisa began her teaching journey in December 1992 and has since accumulated 32 whopping years of experience nurturing young learners. Over the years, she has taught in 3 different schools in Kota Blut, Sabah, from SK Pelado to SK Kulambay and currently at SK Timbang Daya. Beyond the classroom, she has contributed greatly to the wider education community, serving as the head of the English UPSR examination team for Kota Blut, and also as a trainer and speaker for English UPSR, supporting and guiding both teachers and students. Her academic journey began right here in Sabah, starting from SK St. Edmund and SMK Arshad, followed by teacher training at IPG Gaya, Kota Kinabalu, and later a Bachelor's of Education in TESOL at the Open University of Malaysia. A guiding principle that has carried her through her teaching career is this, and it's a very formidable quote: Bekerjalah kamu untuk duniamu seolah-olah kamu akan hidup selama-lamanya dan bekerjalah kamu untuk akhiratmu seolah-olah kamu akan mati esok hari. Work for your world as if you will live forever, and work for your afterlife as if you will die tomorrow. With her rich classroom experience, deep understanding of Malaysian school culture, and unwavering passion for English education, we're truly grateful to have her share her insights tonight. So please, everybody, give a warm welcome to Chigo Alisha Sitan Abdullah. The stage is yours.
Assalamualaikum. Can everybody hear me? Yes? Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone who attended this webinar tonight. Um, yes, 32 years in education. I feel so old lah, Dura. And to tell you the truth, uh, jiwa masih muda. That is the thing. To be such teachers in 32 years in the field, what I mean is, I still feel the same feeling of teaching when I first teach in my first year as a teacher. It was during 1992. The feeling is just the same until now. It was like 2025. It doesn't it shaped me well also, but it doesn't change a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I think we start with the yeah. So I can really see that everybody is sharing their teacher talk, which so ever they remember. They remember it well. When in school, as a teacher, you will hear or you will listen to the same phrases. But to tell you the truth, some of the phrases used is actually when you mix up the teachers during your time. They mix the language, sometimes in Malay or in the their mother tongue, maybe in Bajau, so in Dusun or Kadazan. So based on my own experience, I don't mix the language. I don't know why, but I feel that that is the standard of how you're going to introduce yourself as an English teacher. But as time goes by, then you tend to like to mix the language because your students I think the bond with the students, maybe when you have the school, the students, they are a lot of them are bajaus or something like that. You tend to mix one or two words in bajau in your teacher talk, but please don't do that so many times. It you will get hooked with it. Okay, what teacher says it in class? Teacher talk is the way teachers uses language or instruction in the classroom to ask or to tell the students, to explain to the students, so as to achieve the lesson objective. It will be it. I cannot say either it is scripted or not, but during our training teachers in the IPG. During that time, I was in the Maktab Perguruan Gaya. So it was advised by the lecturer, our lecturer advised, if you don't know how to give instruction, you may put it in a script, a very short and simple. But I never do that also. I practice that. So I didn't look at any script or I just go into the class and then said something like, okay, class, stand up, sit down. If they can do that, means that you don't have to repeat. But if they don't understand, especially from the students from the rural area like that, you have to repeat yourself. Okay. Um, yes, of course. Teacher talk is to guide for the lessons, means that to guide the students to achieve the lesson objectives. And if you want the students to do something like tasks and activity, you have to give explanation. Uh, should be sometimes the explanation will be a little bit longer than teacher talk. Okay. Um, Teacher talk shapes how students understand and use English. Uh, because I have 3 decades, just now Dura said, mentioned that 3 decades, yeah, 30 years, more than 30 years. Yes, there was some different level of students. Um, the first 10 years, I think my students, they are seldom exposed to English language at home or somewhere else. I mean, outside the class or outside the school. So I have to limit the words, the language used. You have to shorten your instructions so that they can understand and they can follow you. After that, I moved ataupun I transferred to the second school. My second school is SK Kulambai, and it seems that SK Kulambai is bigger than my first school, which is SK Peladuk, still until now. SK Kulamba is still bigger than SK Pladuk, and the students there during my teaching there, they some of them are exposed to English language. They can do, like, they can understand you well in English. Some of the students, they know how to speak in English also. And I even have, like, right now they are grading the students, like, for PBD, for everyday routine, like that. You can give them a TP1 until TP6, and the best is TP6. So I have students who can speak, okay, can speak 24 hours in English. So specifically the students, of course, they got the TP6, not because of the teacher, but because of their basic English is good before they go to school. Now, how I understand, I think when the teacher, when you go to school as an English teacher, you have your own, what is it right now, the hot phrase or the hot word is character. It will become a new subject next year. This one is a very sensitive issue. This is just like I just know about it. Yes, an English teacher or any teachers, you have to have your own character. You have to have your own style as an English teacher. And for me, I think I tend to be different from BM teachers, like that, to maths teachers and science teachers. They maybe all the teachers, they have their own style. But me, I'm more to like a schematic teacher sometimes, lot of times maybe, and sometimes funny teachers, because it depends on the situation, it depends on the school, it depends on the students, it depends on the lesson that you are to teach on that day. So I can be anything. Okay, sometimes teachers, English teachers, they have to know how to sing a little, but I know I can sing, yes. And then you have to know a little bit of a dance. You have to be an actor sometimes, because you're going to role play some stories that you are teaching that day. So for me, an English teacher should be versatile to every situation, to each and every single day she or he is in school or in the classes. Okay, um, how can it shape the students understandable of the language or something like that? Teachers, when you go to classes, you are to understand your students more. Okay, their feelings, their background, their characters also. Not only to have your own characters, not to change your characters, but to know what are the characters of your students too. So when you go to the class the next day or every other days, you can really see that the students, they understand you or not. So if they can catch your lesson or not, they can do your tasks, your task given or not. So it will make the subject easier, the English lesson easier for you to carry out throughout the 30 minutes lesson or the 60 minutes lesson. And it will be what do you think? What I mean is, a lesson objective is achieved. Okay, so as a teacher, you have your lesson objective prepared before you enter the class, and then you will feel very satisfied when the lesson, or the we call that SLO, lesson objectives, um, is achieved at the end of the lesson. So sometimes you might be a little bit disappointed when some students, the nakal one, the naughty one, make your life a little bit like not that hell, but a little bit difficult to achieve your LO, your lesson objective. But it's okay to feel not okay. It's all right to feel not so good for that day, and you come back stronger. The next day you will come back to achieve again the next LO, or to repeat the LO that have not been achieved previous days. So be happy with yourself. It is not your problem, teachers. You are to understand your students better every day, not only for one single day, but maybe for more than like years, like me. Okay, for 32 years, and you will master all that kinds of things, how to know your student feel that day. And it is very, for me, it is very dramatic, but I feel it's all right because I love to watch drama. Every day there will be drama. And of course, yes, they might be give you some language words that they know in English. They will try to pronounce. They will try to speak it up to you. They will tell you that they know already how to say that word, especially when they want to go to the toilet. But I taught my students not to use the word toilet. I asked them to use washroom. It will be like kedengaran sopan sikit lah. Okay, so I asked them to practice the language even if the students don't know how to read. I make sure that they practice and they have to go to the washroom. When they need to go to the washroom or toilet, they have to ask permission in English. So at least every day they want to go to the washroom, they have to speak in English. So that is one of the way they are practicing the language. So, yes, can I move into the second slide? Thank you. You may ask any question. I am watching the chat box too. If you have any question, I just simply will answer if I can answer. Yeah. Okay. Why does this even matter? Well, our task as an English teacher is to make sure that the students know the language. Okay. Don't not only like to know the language itself, but because we have UPSA, we have UASA in schools right now, uh, they should know how to read English, how to understand them, and how to choose the correct answer. Seems that they still have like a test in schools, even the year one, year two, and year three. They are in level 1 students, tahap 1, masih muda, umur baru 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9 like that, but they have to answer papers. Okay? So don't say that the KPM is so cruel. They are forcing the students to sit for an exam or something like that. But this is the way that the teacher should check on the students, whichsoever what is their weaknesses, so that the teachers can use that evidence as to help the students throughout the year. Okay, so teacher talk shapes classroom language learning. Of course, yes. Students use the teacher as their role model, and students often model our speech. If you a teacher with such a enthusiastic way of carrying out the subject in class, the students will be like that. They will try to imitate you. They will try to be like you. They will try to be like stern a little bit like you, to be strict like you, but all the same time you are funny. You are so caring of their problems or something like that. So they try to imitate your good sides. So show your good manners, your good sides to all the students. They will try to imitate you. So cultural background influences how we speak, sometimes even unconsciously. This is more to like how do you speak language at home? How do you speak English? Actually, I don't use English at home. I don't speak English um, with my parents was okay during my uh, children years or during my younger years or during my secondary or primary schools, but I learned the language during my school time, and then I practice in the IPG. I try to get all that, like you tend to speak more American because you watch more movie and film from the TV or something like that. And so you seldom listen to British. So during my time of schooling, I seldom listen to British. But then when you as a teacher, there will be like a lot of helps from the CFR textbook used by the year one until year six, because I am teaching in the primary. I think the secondary schools also using a CFR, which is a British English. So there will be like audio, okay, given to all those teachers, okay. You can always use the audio languages that used there was is in British language. So if you cannot, like, for me, I am not that British, but the audio is in British, the students can still get something from the side, the British language side. Okay, so I think when you go into school, you will be amazed by some of the students because they tend to play games at home. The games is in English, not in American. So, like me, I am in my the 32 years of teaching. I still amazed with some of the students, they speak the language in British. Even to me, they cannot change that because they're playing the games or gadget at home, and the language inside the games is in British. So they speak the way the British do. So I was really impressed by that. I am really happy with that. Hopefully, please don't ever um, you see the gadget. They said all the negative side of the gadget, but there is a positive side of every little thing in our everyday's life. So for me, I always want to look for the positive thing, positive side. There will be something good about the gadget, so that is the good thing, whichsoever they are using the British language. um, I don't have any slang for my English. I don't have any like kind of like the Bajau side or the Kadazan or Dusun side, because I really learned English only in Gaya, in the IPG Gaya, Maktab Perguruan Gaya, and then I just imitate my lecturers. I don't have any imitation from outside the class, so it build up like mixed English. It could be sometimes I speak a little bit American, sometimes a little bit of British, but the most important part is you are teaching in English language, whichsoever your students understand you. Okay? So don't be so afraid with that. I am not that so American or British. I just speak English wherever I could, so everybody can understand. You can chat me, or you can ask me question in the chat box to ask me about that. I don't learn any other English in any other places, only from Saint Edmund, SM Arshad, and also from Gaya Teachers Training College, Maktab Program Gaya. So does it reflect? Does it reflect the way teacher talk to the students? I don't think I don't think it affects so much, but it will be giving all the students a very good impact when you speak English nicely, not to say all that bad words. Okay, you have to speak to the students secara sopan santun, berhema dan sebagainya. That is the thing that the student should copy from you. Okay. Okay, in rural context, of course, yes. My first school, which is in rural area, well, they are learning the English slowly, but for sure steadily, because I can see that English it also happen like this, is it? Which is I saw my former students from my first school. They already sudah habis sekolah lah, sudah habis sekolah dari university, you know, not only college, university. So when they saw me terjumpa lah, terserempak, bump into each other in Pekan Kota Blut. I think in Pasar Ikan maybe. Market. So it was like the situation there. Tahu lah market mana orang cakap orang putih kan? Mana ada orang cakap orang putih. But this was my former students from SK Plado. Cannot say the name lah, nanti kena viral pula kan. Two of them, not the same day. One is a boy and one is a girl. Both of them sudah habis university. They speak to me in English. They communicate with me in English. And I said, why are you speaking to me in English? Kenapa tak cakap, macam itulah saya tanya, kenapa tidak cakap Melayu, begitu kan? So those students, yang dua orang tu cakap, we have to show standard. You were my previous English teacher. So I want to show you that your student can speak and communicate in English. Begitu dia cakap. Terus saya pun malu-malu tersipu-sipu, mau beli ikan pun macam tak jadi kan. Kalau mau beli ikan, ada orang bercakap dengan ke orang putih di depan penjual ikan. So adalah memang ada rasa sikit bangga because that is your former students during dia punya primary schools. So you're targeting to have that kind of students. Bila dia jumpa kamu, dia akan cakap English. So try to have that kinds of students lah. Itu lama sudah. Sekarang ni mungkin sudah beranak pinak tu. So can we have like macam the teacher talk mix up with some Malay or Bajau, Kadazan, Dusun words in it? It's up to you. For me, I seldom do that. I always speak English in like a funny way, in like a broken English language, but still the student can understand. Let's say, please sit down. Tapi tiadalah saya tu. Please sit down. I don't want anybody to stand up like this. Dia bunyi dia macam slang-slang Sabah macam tu. Tapi dia tak ada mix up dengan other language. So we are playing with the language of English, but to make sure that the student are listening to English more than the BM, than the other languages. So I always play and tease the students like that. Cakap yang tak sangat British, tapi tak sangat juga dia Melayu lah, Malaysian. Dia English tapi dia macam main-main sikit macam tu. Kalau macam tak suka, I don't like this. Dia punya bunyi, dia tidak macam British, tapi dia punya English masih English. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't want you to do this. This is not good. This is not nice. Kalau kasih bunyi dia, akhir-akhirnya dia berbunyi seperti orang British lagi. Please sit down, everyone. So I always play with the language, but always in English, so that they know that you have your own standard. As an English teacher, you always speak English during the recess time, after school, before school. So kalau jumpa saya, memang murid akan cakap matilah. Saya mau cakap good morning ini. Macam itulah. Biarkan mereka begitu, jangan rotan. Okay. Of course, it's up to the teachers actually how we're going to, when you speak English all the time, it will reflect you as an English teacher. Then when you play with the language, teach them, they will be like tak sangat begitu strict. So it means that the student can have a friendly communication with you. Macam itulah. So can I have the third slide? I didn't see any question in the chat box. Syukur, Alhamdulillah. Lupa pula start dengan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim tadi. Tahu, Dora? Habis lah ni kena marah. The importance of rate of speech and pausing. Yeah, I'm still learning about this too. The rate and speech and posing. Of course, you have to pause sometimes, okay. Some of the students, they, if they have the guts, they are brave enough, they will raise their hands and then terus cakap Melayu. Cakap Melayu lah. Cakap, teacher, apa tadi itu? Teacher bilang, saya tidak faham. Okay, the question is like that. So, teacher, you should translate the question into English. Oh, you don't understand. Okay, let me explain it to you again. So that is the way. So it means that repetition is very important. And then speak a little bit slow. Maybe just now you're explaining too fast. So it will be like that. And if the student still cannot understand, it's okay, it's fine if you translate the last verse is in Malay language. It's all right. It's not a sin because you have tried so much speaking and repeating in English, they still don't understand. If not, they cannot do the exercises, they cannot do the task. Okay, and then it will make you wasting time on that specific task or specific activities or specific exercise. Okay, so supports comprehension and processing, yes, of course. If they don't understand Malay, it will be a bit of a problem because you have to translate to another language. Means that you are using like 3 languages right now in class. So I never do that. Okay, even if the students, some of the students, they are naughty, they will start to speak to you in Bajaus. Iyan kuling teacher tua, iyan bara ni tua. So I understand, but I don't want to respond to that kind of things. And then I will ask again, do you understand? For let's say Ali. Ali, do you understand what I said just now? Do you understand number one, what to do in number one? So you repeat yourself, you repeat the sentences, the questions, the tasks again and again in English until they stop talking. Bukan stop talking nonsense, dia bukan nonsense, dia cuma express dia punya diri in their mother tongue. So it's also not a sin, but it will distract your lesson. Okay, bila ada observer macam tu kan, susah sikit lah. So yes, you can translate by I always translate only in Malay language, and then after few repetition, okay, repeat yourself after one another. Masih tak faham, then you use Malay language, okay. You have to ask for the students' response juga lah. For sometimes, if they understand, you ask them to raise their hand. So you have to have like teacher talk punya arahan. Yeah. Do you understand? If you understand, please raise your hands. Itu ada pause lah sikit. And then show it in gestures. Macam kalau kita kata, okay, please raise your hands, kita pun angkat tangan. Yes, you understand? Raise your hands. So that is teacher talk. Yang kita nak respon yang cepat. Reflection of they understand the activities, they understand what to do in the exercises, they understand the task, minta respons yang laju. For sure you can count the students who understand or not. And then dia tidak faham pun tanya juga. Who still do not understand, and then geleng kepala. No understand, please raise your hands. Mesti adalah 1-2 murid yang akan angkat tangan sebab dia tak faham apa nak buat. Itu tak apa, tidak apa. So itu kerja English teacher lah, cikgu. Second thing, creates classroom clarity and calmness. This one for me to clarify yourself like an English teacher every starting of the year. Like we start this year, school year start in February. So in February, I use my whole February, 1 month, to present myself well to the students. What I mean is to know what are they supposed to do when I come into the class. That is a classroom management. So we will not, you or as an English teacher, will not have this calmness, okay? In the class, there will no distractions in class because they know you already. When you go into the class, you start asking them to stand up, and then after that, you greet them, and then you say, sit down. And then please make sure your table is clear. Rubbish is not everywhere under the table or everything. That is the one how to make your students calm, okay? And then be steady, focus on the lesson. So I always do this. I always do this, always for 32 years. And I don't have any problem with any classes. Even if the classes is kelas yang paling hujung atau kelas yang paling akhir. So I have a very steady class or students. Tak kisah dia kelas A kah, kelas B kah, kelas C kah. Saya tak pernah ada masalah. I don't have any problem with classroom management. So when you have this so-called kind of routine for you as to represent yourself as an English teacher, you will not have any problem for uh, first year, second year, and the coming years. Itu akan menjaga diri kamu untuk selama-lamanya di dalam bidang pengajaran lah. Ini nasihat ke rahsia ke? The trick is there lah. So kalau saya tak pernah ada masalah itulah. Jadi saya sangat gembira dengan itu, saya pegang sampai sekarang. Itu bukan nasihat, itu saya punya style sendiri lah. So tak pernah ada orang buat bising ke, gaduh-gaduh ke macam tu. Dia tetap akan bertahan selama saya berada dalam kelas. Dia tetap akan bertahan dan melaksanakan semua tugasan dengan baik. Okay, reduces the feeling of information overload. Of course, cikgu, the instruction inside the paper sometimes or in the textbook is actually long. Okay, when it is long, they cannot understand that. So you have to cut them, like you paraphrase everything, you make it short, make sure that they understand, like read what, understand what, and then fill in the blanks where to fill in, where to choose the answer from. So actually some of the instructions are stated in all the whole textbook, but then teachers, you are to make sure that the students understand and not to overload them with so many information. Okay, so the third one is encourages participation and thinking. Of course, teacher, when you are a young teacher, you are the first year teacher or second year teacher, you tend to speak more. You like to speak more because your English is good. Your English is like American people, and then you like British people, yes. So you want the students to listen to your English so that they can imitate you well. Of course, yes, it's a good thing, but don't do like that. Don't do it for 360 days. Okay, you have to give yourself some like comfort zone. You only speak for 20 minutes. You limit yourself to speak to only 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I am still trying to do that in all my classes. And of course, it works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. When you say, okay, I will speak only for 20 minutes. After this, you don't have to ask me any question because I will stop talking. You will say like that. But then the other 40 minutes, like because you have 60 minutes lesson, 40 minutes, then they will raise their hands. Everybody will raise their hands and ask the teacher, what is the answer for number one? So it means that you cannot stop talking. But it is encouraging the participation of the students, and they will start thinking. They will read the question. Then sometimes you play with them. Say, what is question number one? Can somebody read it for me? Can somebody read question number one? And then let us discuss what is the answer for number one. So I will get every answer from the whole students, even if in mixed language, like in Malay language, sometimes they forgot to think what is the word in English, so they will give you a lot. So this will encourage the students to participate more, involved in the lesson, for that day. Um, okay, slowing down signals that pupil voices are valued and not rushed. Please try to listen more to the students, even if they are talking so very slow. You just look into their eyes and then, okay, speak. Okay, if they want to ask, okay, ask. They cannot ask in English. They cannot answer you in English. They have their thoughts, but they cannot say it in English. Help them. Okay, what do you want to say? Bantulah. For me, I have such students. Lots of students are like that. Bila kau sudah berehat nanti kan during your free time, you will ketawa gelak-gelak. Oh, the student is trying to speak English to me. So, jangan gelakkan dia masa dalam kelas tu, jangan gelakkan dia masa dia salah sebut. You gelak masa you satu orang. So, sometimes English teachers ni dia bercakap seorang diri dan gelak-gelak sendiri. Tawa terbahak-bahak sendiri. Like, because you remember the time. But try not to embarrass the students. So, tahan hati saja. Nanti sudah masa rehat, nanti baru saya ketawakan dia. The English is not good. Kau cakap, salah dia punya English. Tapi jangan beri reaksi dekat muka. You kena berlakon yang cakap, oh okay, I understand. Okay, dia punya English salah. Okay, dia punya grammar salah. Biarkan. That is the thing lah. For me, I enjoy myself very much when I try to hold all my laugh kah? Kita punya ketawa kan, nak gelak. Muka keras sejak membeku kan, frozen, like you are listening to the students, they are trying to convey to you the message, the idea, the thoughts. Saya tak pernah beri reaksi lah. Nanti sudah rehat dan saya mati-mati ketawa, tak apa. Okay. I don't know, either your lecturer is doing that too. Or during my time, my lecturer doing that too. I know my English is not that good, but I try to speak a lot. 7 days a week. I have shared this before. Okay, can I have the next slide? Okay, ada soalan sementara the next slide. From Sir Muhammad Syafiq Hakim, IPG Pelajar. Oh, teacher, how about choosing the right vocabulary to use in the class? Why are you going to use vocabulary? You mean the book one? Is it the book? I don't use that. During my first 10 years, yes. But now we have ChatGPT, we have Google translation, the meanings. I always tell my students the truth. If I said, I don't know what is the meaning of this word, can I have my handphone and then look at it and I Google it? And the students will laugh. Okay, cikgu tak tahu, teacher tak tahu. Kali inilah. Just be honest. Kalau nak bawa vocabulary kan, cikgu, berat tau nak bawa pergi kelas turun naik. Bawa handphone saja. Or even you can bring, not to say, how is your style, you're going to bring that such vocabulary. Yang Oxford punya tu, yang besar, yang ambil yang kecil saya cikgu. Yang kecil punya tu. Boleh? Tidak ada masalah. As long as you know how to use it, the English or the English Malay, tak apa. It's up to you, cikgu, yang bagaimana. Okay. How are you going to do your lesson, to carry out your lesson? It's up to you. Ada cikgu bawa sebatang pen saja. Ada cikgu macam tu. Kita tak boleh beri pandangan pukul rata semua cikgu. Oh, dia macam ni, dia buat sebatang pen saja. Kalau you tengok saya pergi kelas, cikgu sekarang ni tahun ke-32 saya mengajar. Saya bawa projektor, saya bawa laptop, saya bawa handphone, saya bawa tu mau dekat 3 karung bawa pergi kelas, cikgu. Nak cakap nak dapat markah apa tu cikgu saya mau dapat, bukan kena observe pun. So it because your willingness, you are willing to do everything in your orang kata kemampuan awak untuk memberikan pengetahuan kepada you punya student. You tak nak terlepas sebiji apa pun. Pasal tu saya bawa semua benda. Even speaker pun cikgu kena bawa pergi kelas. Jadi 4 karung lah. Macam tu. But it's alright. Because when you go back to the staff room, the students will help you. 4-5 orang yang angkat barang-barang nak balik ke bilik guru. Itulah cara kita bonding dengan our students. So, choosing the right vocabulary pada saya terpulang pada cikgu, tapi saya guna Oxford, itu yang paling murah. Not murah, but we used to have that Oxford vocabulary during my secondary time during my zaman-zaman SMK lah. Okay? Feel free to ask me question. I will not laugh at you. I know how you feel. You have lots of question. How is it to carry out all the English lesson? Yeah, I have been teaching English for 32 years. Ada subjek-subjek sampingan lain juga lah, just like macam elective, macam tu. Biasa aja. Tapi English teacher ni dia memang versatile. Dia boleh mengajar bahasa Melayu. Saya boleh mengajar bahasa Melayu juga. Mathematics pun saya boleh mengajar, tapi dalam bahasa Melayu lah. Sains pun saya boleh mengajar dalam bahasa Melayu. Saya tak boleh mengajar bahasa Arab saja. Sebab yang tu dia kena pergi dekat University Al-Azhar baru boleh mengajar bahasa Arab. I'm not kidding. I'm telling the truth. I cannot teach bahasa Arab. And also pengajian pula, pendidikan agama Islam. Itu dia kena betul-betul mahir tu barulah boleh. Syukurlah you all ada mengaji sekolah pondok kan boleh ajar pendidikan agama Islam tau. Cikgu bahasa Inggeris dia boleh semua. Semua dia boleh. Jangan cabar saya. Saya pernah jadi MC pengacara majlis dalam bahasa Melayu 100%. So English teacher dia boleh jadi apa dia maulah. It's not a weird thing. Okay, you can be what you want. Okay, we have 4 points choosing the right vocabulary. Dictionary. Oh, you mean the dictionary vocabulary? It's up to the school that you have. If you have a rural school, they don't have like a very big words to use or to understand. So make it very simple. But if you are to teach secondary schools, secondary students means that you need to have a dictionary. Then your vocabulary must be in high level 1. Okay? Why? Because secondary they are big students. They have lots of vocabulary. They know maybe more than the teachers' knowledge. Okay? So prioritize tire, one words, everyday terms, run, eat, happy. This one we don't have to really it's according to situation, it's according to the student's level too also, okay? Because in our DSKP is the document standard curriculum pembelajaran for all the classes, all forms from 1 to form 5 or even from year 1 to year 6. The DSKP have their own like targeted vocabulary for the students on that specific level. For like year 1, how many words they have to learn and understand during the whole 1 year. Okay. Yes, of course. I'm sorry I miss up the word vocabulary and dictionary, but it's actually you need to have both. You need to have the dictionary also, but only bring your handphone. It will be all right. Okay. So be proactive. Pre-teach key lesson vocabulary. This one also we don't have to like because we have a new CEFR textbook right now. Actually, when you choose a lesson to teach, they already prepared for you the vocabulary that you are to teach in that lesson. So you don't have to worry so much about it. You just follow through the CFR textbook. Okay. It's all right to have a confusion arise. Okay, like me just now with the vocabulary and dictionary. It's all right to have a confusion arise. Either the teachers confused or the children confused. It's all right because it will connect the teacher and the students in the lesson. Okay, but be always prepared when you want to go into class. Before you enter the class, you check again, you recheck your lesson, and then try to have like why do you see what question will come up with the students in your class. So you be prepared with like you have to be prepared with your answer. If they ask this question, what will you answer? What is your answer? Okay. Yes. Oh, of course. It's when we go through with the CFR textbook, it will start with introducing the vocabulary. Okay, but how are you going to introduce that vocabulary? It's up to you as a teacher. You can start with the singing, you can start with showing pictures, you can start with playing some games to introduce that vocabulary. So it's up to you. It's always up to the teacher, but the words or the vocabulary is already prepared in the textbook. So I just follow the textbook actually. Simplify to amplify, use students friendly definitions, replace less common words with simpler high frequency synonyms to make instructions clear. So it's always come back to as the your students level, your class level, the schools level. Okay, if you are teaching in the rural, so you don't have to come up with a very bombastic words such like that. See, stay to the simple word so that they to understand. But then you can always give them some synonyms of the words in a bigger or longer spelling or longer words to give some knowledge for the students. Like big, we have large, we have mega, we have gigantic. So to give them more vocabulary. Yes. Now equip students with classroom language. Yes. Of course, when I say the students will imitate you, they will try to copy you. So you have to produce question which is clear, said. Like when you want to start your class, you say, "How are you today?" So next time they will understand like why you when they want to ask their friends, "How are you today?" Okay, what does it mean? Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes. Give them choices of answer like yes, no, or you don't even know. So it will always give the students the routine of the classroom languages. Means that when they go to year one, they have already heard the classroom language. When they enter year two, year three, year four, five, and six, they heard the same classroom language. So they are equipped with that. Even if when they enter the secondary school, the teacher will always ask, "How are you doing today? How are you today?" Okay. Have you finished your homework? Okay. What did you don't understand? Did you understand the task? Can you do the task? Can you do the activity yourself or in groups, in small groups? So the thing is, classroom languages is all the way and from primary schools until secondary school. It is the same thing. Okay. So to make sure that they are familiar with the classroom language or the instruction explanation, it is just the same. Only we just want to know either the students are familiar with it or not. Okay. No question for the time being. Can we move to the next slide? Thank you. Thank you, Sir Yusuf. Then what should you do? Yes, practice, practice, practice. Use cultural phrases as teaching moments. Let them try. Have patience and wait. Based on my own experience, yeah, if the students are in year one, two, and three, you have to demonstrate everything. You have to demonstrate first so that they understand what to do. We have to start first. You have to give them examples. But when you do the same activities, when they are already in year four, five, and six, it will be shorter. What I mean is, you just have to read or give them instructions. They know already how to do it. Even the songs, I can still remember some of the students that I have in year three or year four right now for the time being. I asked them, "Did you remember any English songs? English songs from year one, year two, and year three?" Yes, they remember. So means that You have a shorter demonstration, something like that. Do you remember how to do this activity? Means that to rearrange letters to become words, to build words from another words, to build new words from another words. Means that word building, if they have done it in the year 1, year 2 entry, explanation will be shorter, demonstration will be shorter, because they already know the activities. So practice, practice, practice. Yes, of course. Cikgu, when you want to be a cikgu, you want to be an English teacher, you have to practice at home too, in front of a mirror. I do that every time because you want to see your face, your gestures, your mouth. Does it sound like the words that come out from your mouth? And are you berkerut pa, like cikgu kan suka berkerut kening. So it's not a good thing to berkerut lah. You have to put a smile every time you say nice things, nice words gitu. And then jangan jegil mata. Jangan suka jegil mata dekat students, but you just say out, it is not nice. Kau punya muka macam tu juga. It is not good to say like that. It is bad. It is not good to say like that. Jangan suka kasih besar mata like that kan, cakap this is not good. Nanti student akan tiru macam tu juga. Susah lah. So saya kalau marah, of course lah. Marah besar suara, tapi muka macam tu je. Kurangkan itu berkerut kening, sebab itu murid-murid itu students akan menjadi takut. Dia takut dengan kamu nanti. So practice your language, practice more, and then practice with the students too. It's all right to read, to repeat in class. Paraphrasing if it's too long, and then make sure that the students also pronounce or say out the words, the sentences together with you. Okay. Use cultural phrases as teaching moments. I seldom use this, but then it's the situation in class. It's the students level when you want to paraphrase. Okay, you want to let's say your student has not did not understand longer instructions, so you have to paraphrase, make it shorter, make it simpler, so that they can understand. Make it uh, words that they know, terms that they know, they already learned in the previous years, so that they can do the task, they can do the activity, they can do the exercises. Yes, of course, let them try. Let them practice themselves. They can learn from the mistakes. You can correct them with not like say, not to embarrass the students in front of the others or in front of their friends, but to correct them like in a good way, good manner, so that the students can understand that it is a mistake. Oh, the answer is this one, it is not this one. So like that. Of course, a teacher, any teachers, you should have patience and you should wait. Give students time to process the language. By the end of the year, they will say something good in English to you. Okay? You just have to wait, wait, and wait. And if it's not achieved during that target year, for let's say in the end of 2025, they still are not good in your objective is not achieved yet, so you struggle again, strive again next year. Never putus asa, patah hati lah. Itu macam saya lah, 32 years tak patah hati ya. Okay, not yet any questions, so we move to the the next slide. Cikgu Yusuf. Sir Yusuf, are you in? Are you here? So this is from Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in the language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to a man in his language, that goes to his heart. For me, in the language here, it means that in English, okay? If you talk a man in his language, means that in their mother tongue language, maybe in the language that they can understand well, like Malay language. It goes to his heart, it goes to his head. So you can talk both. You can use English language, you can use Malay language, you can use the mother tongue. If they don't understand Malay, then you use the mother tongue. But the most important part is you start with English. First thing first, you are an English teacher, you start the question, the task, the explanation, all start with English. Then you choose the second language because you don't have any more choice. Uh, they don't understand. So you use Malay language. Okay, next one. See, that's it. Yeah, it's the end of the session. I am still waiting for any question if that so much. So there are questions. Yes. I read the question here. If anybody, okay. How do you adapt your teacher talk when teaching students who come from different linguistic or ethnic backgrounds? Okay, this is the question that I got from the WhatsApp. Okay, so listen to this. I don't have any experience in teaching students who are not Bajau and Iranun because my three schools, now like the third school, SK Timang Dayang, so a lot of them are Bajaus also, just like the same as SK Pladuk and SK Kulambai. So I don't have any experience in using the language for Kadazan Dusun students. So it doesn't what to say ya, it doesn't tidak ada cara yang berbeza lah for me because I am an English teacher. I teach English. Okay, so saya tidak ada pandangan like you because they are different race from you, different ethnic from you, so you are not to teach them English language is the same, the whole world is the same, just the same. It doesn't care what is your ethnicity, what is your race, as long as you are teaching them a new language. Okay, maybe new for them because they are from their background, they never, they seldom have English at home maybe. So I don't saya tak ada pandangan apa kata pandangan pelik tentang itulah because they are school students, so they have learned English language. So I just teach them the way they can follow, the way they can understand English. I make it simpler so that they will feel that English is very easy to understand. Okay, 360. Okay. Hi, madam. This one is Rashika and Parasan IPG Pelajar. Okay, Rashika. Can I guess you are an Indian student, right? Hi, madam.
Yes.
Question. Oh, hello,
Yes.
Varshika. Hi. Okay. If it doesn't meet your expectation, please tell me. Yeah. Hi, madam. My question to you is where with the growing dominance of Western media and global English, many Gen Alpha students start adopting Western slang or speech patterns. How can teachers maintain cultural authenticity in English teaching while still preparing students for global communication? Okay, I have this. Um, I haven't seen my students of so kind of like this one. Of course, they have their own slang. This is Gen Z, man. Gen Z pula. As a teacher lah, an English teacher because I am still teaching now. Saya belum pension lagi, so I have to bukan bilang follow their steps. No, we just have to go along together with dia punya style, but kita tak adapt itu style dengan kita as a teacher. We are still teaching them accordingly to the textbook accordingly. Like they are supposed to, we are building students who can answer SPM question. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Kita dalam proses memproses students tu untuk bersedia menghadapi SPM punya bahasa Inggeris. So saya punya target tu itu tau, menyediakan to students. Of course they will have all these kinds of things. Dia ada slang dia sendiri, they have their own way of like thinking. Kita ada isu yang sangat besar. Kita harap ini students kan berjaya menduduki peperiksaan SPM dengan baik dan berjaya menjawab English SPM tu dengan cemerlang. Wow, susah kah tu cita-cita? Saya punya target tu begitu tau. Saya tak nak dia tingkatan 1 sudah kecundang, tingkatan 3 sudah kecundang, tingkatan 4 tak sempat nak SPM, my dear. So it's all right to have that, all kinds of things. Kita prepare the students to be strong, kuat, bersedia untuk menghadapi, to prepare well for their coming exam, the SPM exam. SPM sangat penting sebab itu satu-satunya exam yang diiktiraf dan dinilai untuk mencorakkan, orang kata nak letak dia ke mana hala tuju student after 17 years all of age. Dia nak pergi mana, nak kerja ke, nak college ke, nak universiti ke. Itulah dia punya orang kata platform untuk mencari hala tuju hidup dia lah. So I don't mind with all that. You see, the slang lah, inilah, itulah. Even if dia main game ke apa kan, saya tak pernah cakap, oh kau berhentilah main game, tak pernah. This is generasi baru, man. They have their own thoughts, kepala semua. You cannot fight them, but don't join them. And then ada pernah ada orang bagi tahu, like you don't know the school and the class is a Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kau mau bagi dia Jurassic Park 7 pun boleh. Jurassic Park. They don't know what happened in school. They don't know what happened in class. They can have anything in their heads. You have to know what are in their heads. What are their thoughts. Every minute, every seconds, every hours. As long as they are in the class, they are in school, you have to know what are they thinking of. Dia nak fikir apa, kita kena berjaga-jaga, berhati-hati. Kita punya target ialah we are preparing the students for their coming SPM, even if it is a long way to go. Don't worry so much about it, but then they have to be strong. Pribadi, karakter, inilah subjek baru ni. Tersebutlah juga kan. They have to have a very strong pribadi yang kuat, jati diri yang kuat untuk sehingga menembusi peperiksaan SPM itu. It will be our task, not the English teacher only. All the teachers punya task terbeban di bahu untuk menyediakan the new generation. This generation yang sekarang inilah. Our task is in the primary school. Then disambung oleh cikgu-cikgu yang ada di secondary school. Mereka lebih hebatlah cabaran dia. Okay. Am I answering the question, Varshika? Am I saying or saying your name correctly? I always have that problem. Selalu takut nak sebut nama, takut tersalah sebut. Varshika, am I answering your question?
Yes, madam. You answered it very well. Thank you so much, madam.
Okay, it's all right. Don't
Yes,
worry
at
so
least the
much.
right pronunciation.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry so much about the future, but then kita as the teachers, the coming teachers, the future teachers, you have to be strong. Sebab the problems will not stop there. It will always have problems, different problems. The whole problems akan sentiasa berubah dari masa ke semasa, to just be strong. Okay, the next is from Khuzama Safia binti Muhammad Khairi, IPG. Okay, IPG also. Khuzama, where are you from? Macam soalan DJ radio pula, where are you from? Is it from Sabah, Sarawak or from Semenanjung?
I'm from Terengganu, madam.
Tekaan yang tepat sekali. You are not from Sabah. Okay. It's all right, Zama. Hi, teacher. My question for you is based on your experience. What is the best way to manage our teacher talk when our students are listening or making us angry? You are targeting that when you go into class, the students will make you angry, They will, they
Yes.
will. They will always try to provoke you. Please stay calm. Okay, the best thing is just to smile. Smile and then froze. Don't do anything. Don't do a thing. Don't create a face like me, just like me right now. This is the way when the students are making faces. The students are mocking you. The students are provoking you. My face will goes like this, just like that, frozen.
That is so scary, madam.
Of course, it's Jurassic Park. Everybody is a T-Rex. Everyone in the class except you. You see? Belum masuk langkah kaki, belum bagi salam pun sudah teacher-teacher si Anu pukul saya, teacher-teacher siapa. Oh my goodness, I haven't started yet the lesson. Okay. First day, the starting of the school days lah. Contohnya hari permulaan sekolah. Mana-mana sekolah saya lah, tak kisahlah mana-mana sekolah yang samakah, the next coming year I will do the same. 1 bulan adalah mencuci otak, brainwash. You know what? Mencuci otak is not to mendera students, no. You tell them who you are. Present yourself well. Contohnya masuk kelas sejak, apa yang you tidak mau. Contohnya, saya tidak mau ada sampah, I don't want any rubbish on the floor. Itu je, tak mengajar lagi tu. Tak mengajar ABC lagi tu, tak mengajar. Only to discipline, to give them such a routine. If you enter the class, then they will know already, oh, this teacher dia tidak suka sampah. Oh, this teacher dia tidak suka meja mereng-mereng lah, like that. This teacher ini cikgu suka menyanyi, ini cikgu ni suka menari, ni cikgu ni baik hati, ni cikgu ni dia akan ada sudah the frame words or the frame list sudah ada dalam kepala otak dia, who are you? So saya sentiasa akan buat itu every year. Sudah 32 tahun saya buat every year supaya 11 bulan yang selepas itu saya tidak sengsara. Saya memang tidak sengsara lah. Tapi first month sakit tekak sebab hari-hari cakap benda yang sama. I want you to clear the table. No rubbish on the floor. No rubbish on the table. Begitulah. Setiap kok you ada you punya your own style lah. Kalau style saya tu memang tak suka ada sampah atas meja, bawah meja semua. So when I enter the class, kalau student tu suka, dia memang akan provoke. Every day for 360 days, my dear. Different students. Hari ni si A akan buat sesuatu, si B akan buat sesuatu. Dia memang dia akan macam tu. Dia aren't listening to you, dia akan bercerita sendiri ibu bapa dia macam mana, kampung dia kena baju, dia akan cerita. Jadi you siapa nak dengar, you dekat papan tulis tu, you siapa nak dengar you. So sometimes the student yang buat tu, yang memulakan kisah tu, I will ask him to stand up. Terus saya suruh dia pergi depan. Okay, kasih sampai cerita dekat depan. Dia memang akan diam lah. So dia tak nak cerita dekat depan. They just try to attract your attention, to ganggu you punya lesson supaya you tak dapat mengajar. Ya memang ada target sudah macam tu. So don't be stressful. Okay. Kalau dia suka cikgu, dia akan dengar cakap cikgu tu. So make sure that they fall in love with you first lah. The first month of the starting school. Sekolah buka bulan Januari 1 bulan tu you buat. You make sure dia jaga hati kau, dia betul-betul make sure yang macam tu lah. Gitulah yang saya buat, selalu macam tu lah. Ambil hati dia. Lepas tu the second month dia dah lagi. Hi teacher. Okay, this one is from Muhammad Syafiq. Okay, hi Muhammad Syafiq. Are you from Sabah, Muhammad Syafiq?
Yes, madam.
Are you from Sabah?
Yeah, I am from Sabah.
Okay, which district?
I'm from Tawau.
Tawau. Hi Tawau. Tawau ni ramai kawan saya. Tawau, their English teachers is very good. Their English is very good from Tawau. Hi teacher, how can us as future teachers develop strong communication with students? Build the bond. Macam tadi saya cakap dengan semua cikgu lah. You build the bond. You build, you introduce yourself. You have you portray yourself. You represent yourself as who you are. Kau nak ditarget sebagai cikgu apa dalam 1 tahun tu? Cikgu paling garang? Atau cikgu yang senyum tapi macam tu kan? Cikgu yang kelakar tapi dia ada strict sikit, dia ada. Itu yang saya cakap, English teacher you have to be banyak karakter lah. You kena banyak karakter. Tetapi paling penting you make sure your English subject diajar dengan baik. Ya. So how to develop strong communication with students? Develop your relationship, your friendshipness, your hubungan, your bond with the students dulu. Dia ada trik tu sebenarnya. Nak tahu, kalau dengan saya ni first day sejak pun saya sudah mau tahu, mau menghafal lah kan, menghafal nama murid itu kena hafal nama penuh dia siapa. Okay, ambil masa lah tu cikgu-cikgu ni. Kalau you ada satu kelas je, 1-2 hari boleh ingat. Kalau cikgu ada kena bagi 6 kelas, 1 bulan cikgu. Saya ni dekat setengah tahun nak hafal semua nama murid. Tak hafal lagi. Jadi kalau sudah ada macam tu, you remember well their names. Ingatkan pula siapa nama panggilan dia dekat kampung atau dekat rumah. Because the one is the secrets. They will never tell you. Tapi itu you punya weapons. Untuk bukan nak kenakan lah. Nak sebutkan dia macam tu kan. Kalau dia nak takutkan dia, akan nak gertak sikit kan macam tu. You have to remember their parents' name and then make sure that berhati-hati tentang yang parents ni lah. Parents. Sebab saya macam my students kan, saya kena tahu betul-betul. Sebab you know, all those things yang macam personal things like yang bercerai, yang berpisah, ibu bapa dia kahwin lain, yang sudah pass away ibu bapa dia, because this is the things that kadang-kadang you tercakap, you tak sengaja, you tercakap dalam kelas kan, students tu akan tidak suka awak. Ada macam tu lah. So you have to hafal everyone. Kalau you ada 3 kelas bahasa Inggeris, 3 kelas tu you kena hafal. Bersyukur kalau dapat 1 kelas saja bahasa Inggeris. 1 kelas tu je you kena hafal. So then you can have a very good communication or strong communications lah. What I mean here is a great communication with the students. Dia faham kau faham dia. Then you macam mana sekalipun you nak communicate dengan students ni kan, when you can touch their hearts, you can touch their mind, you can touch dia punya feelings bahkan. You sangat memahami dia akan jatuh cinta dengan kamu. What I mean here, jatuh cinta bukan nak kahwin tau. Dia akan macam ni. Contoh in my class, students tu tak keluar pergi rehat tau. Saya sekelas teacher, I ask, hari ni tak keluar kah pergi makan kantin? Don't go to the canteen. Why? Dia tak cakap. Bila saya kata, you ada duit kah nak makan? Tak ada. So saya jenis yang macam tu. Saya kenal pastikan di mana dia punya, bukan kata dia punya kelemahan yang you nak tikam dia balik, tak. Dia punya kelemahan itu, you bantu dia akan attach dengan kamu lah. Dia macam tu, saya sentuh hati. Saya sentuh hati dia and then senang nak bagi dia ilmu. Dia punya brain akan work out, dia akan berhabis belajar untuk you punya subjek sebab dia rasa kamu kamu mengambil berat. You are caring teachers. You strict teachers, you strict gila. You garang gila ni punya cikgu. Tapi bila part macam tu, you jadi seorang yang lemah lembut, you bantu dia, you bagi dia makanan, you beri dia makan, you macam pedulikan dia punya masalah, the problem, the small problem macam tu lah. So saya sentuh student cara macam tu. Bila you dapat sentuh hati dia akan attach dengan awak. You senang je communication, you senang je nak mengajar dia dalam kelas. Dia macam tu lah. Kita kan nak target student tu pandai. ibu bapa pun target anak dia tu pandai, tapi dia kadang-kadang dia tak tahu apa anak-anak dia buat di sekolah atau di kelas. So am I answering your question, Muhammad Syafiq?
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Cikgu BI ni dia
That is
lebih
our
kepada
question
yes,
for tonight.
yes. Oh yeah. Question like is it second question? Kak Doreen said the WhatsApp kan? Okay.
Well, it's
Let
the
me
wrap
see.
up
What is it?
for tonight Q&A.
Oh, okay. Who's going to do the wrap up, Dura?
I will. So, thank you very much, Alicia, for delivering wonderful knowledge to us tonight. I'm sure a lot of us here can relate to many of the experiences and examples that you have so very generously shared, especially when it comes to how culture shapes the community. And with that, we reach the end of our session. Yay! We like to say a very huge thank you to our very wonderful speaker tonight, Chigalisha Sitan Abdullah, for sharing not just theory, but also years, 3 decades of lived classroom wisdom with us. So thank you as well to you, all of you, pre-service and in-service teachers joining us for the webinar tonight, for participating so actively, especially in our Padlet and Q&A sessions. So I hope this session reminded us that teacher talk isn't just language, it's culture, connection, and classroom identity. Every phase we use shapes how our students experience English learning. So if there's one takeaway that we can learn from Jigo Alicia tonight is this. It's that we should always be intentional with how we speak in class, but don't lose that cultural warmth that makes Malaysian classrooms unique. So we'll be sharing the feedback and attendance form links in the chat box, so do check that out before you leave. And before we end this session, I would like to invite everyone for a quick photography session with Chiku. So if you please switch off your camera, and Mr. Yusuf will take a quick screenshot of all of us in this webinar tonight. Can you do the countdown, Yusuf?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. So on behalf of the organizing team, thank you for spending your evening with us. We wish everyone a great night ahead. Assalamualaikum
Thank
warahmatullahi
you.
wabarakatuh. And see you in future sessions.
Thank you for having me, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
teacher. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
you.
teacher.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Madam.
Thank you, team.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
crew. Bye.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Goodbye, all. Good night.
Good night, teacher. Thank you again.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.